Warning: the following video contains language that may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
100 episodes. Talk is cheap. We're out here at the Kickapoo Valley Reserve, and we're going Sasquatch hunting. Stay tuned.
This expedition started off right, we invited two Bigfoot hunters, Eric and Hans, to join us out in the woods.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming out. Looking forward to this evening and getting out in the woods and hopefully finding some exciting things. Eric, how long have you been interested in Sasquatch, and how did you come about into the whole scene, if you will?
Well, I guess I've been interested since I was a little kid. I grew up in rural southwestern Wisconsin, and we had a little movie theater in town, and I remember it was a double feature. One was on discovering where Noah's Ark was, and the other one was about Bigfoot.
Really?
And I saw that movie, and I had nightmares for for years afterwards. And my mom had to come into my bedroom.
How old were you thinking when you saw it?
I was in about second or third grade.
Second or third grade, so pretty young yet then. So that's kind of cool. You started out absolutely terrified of what might be out there, and then shifted. And fast forward, I'm not going to say how many years. I'm not going to out
about 5. I think.
Yeah. And fast forward today now, and one of the more active Bigfoot investigators.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's great.
Yeah, so what's with the truck here is you were in a Bigfoot video on, what was that, the History Channel?
Animal Planet, actually. I was on an episode of Finding Bigfoot. Because of my attachments to an organization, I was able to spend some time, with the folks there, and it was a good time.
This butte turns some heads, man, that's for sure, Okay, so next you have Hans. Same question. How did you get into Sasquatch, Bigfoot?
As a kid, growing up, being in the woods all the time, and there was the Legend of Boggy Creek, which was a great movie.
I think that was a B-roll movie on Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
Originally, it was a legitimate movie. It started out, a legitimate movie starting out, and then Mystery Science Theater 3000 did a.
Love that show. And from there, really getting into Bigfooting, going out and squatching. So I went online, looked up, and found out an expedition up in the UP. We went out one of the evenings. It was the second evening. We had an experience. Maybe within the first hour, we did a knock. One of the guys had a call block and knocked it, and we heard a response.
Really?
It was a knock back. It sounded like it came across the pond, so an echo. But it was a response. So we're on a bridge like this, water on either side, woods back this way. The road was limestone, so it was real light colored.
Sure.
And it was a semi-starry night, so you can see a good distance. Two of the guys in the group happened to be looking down the road at the same time and saw something cross the road on all fours. They said, there was no snout. There was no ears.
So we're not talking like a bear or anything like that?
Right, they could see it well enough where it was not a bear. There was something that moved out from the side of the road and blocked the road. So you could see something from the edge of the woods move out,
and you can see the light background of the road
got blocked out.
Like a silhouette or something.
Right, and there was also at that time people were reporting eye shine. So pinpoints of eye glow, eye shine.
What kind of color are we talking about for eye shine?
What I saw was white. You hear white, you hear red, you hear blue, you hear orange. I haven't experienced a ton of it. That night I did experience some pinpoints of white light, and they were on both sides of the road. They were at least 30 yards away. We walked back out, stopped, turned around. One of the guys I was with, he said, "Thank you and have a good night." Sounded like a language of like a Native American kind. It was like hoo-hoo-how, really loud, and on two different sides.
Wow.
You could tell it was two because of where it was from, and they actually went over each other.
Really?
The voices went over each other. So we were all so excited. So we turned to leave again, and we said, let's walk back a little bit more and then stop, and it started up again. And it lasted, each time it happened, it lasted like 10 seconds, which is a pretty long time.
Oh yeah, an eternity when you're wondering what the heck's making that noise in the darkness in the woods around you, you know?
Correct.
And what the implications could mean too, you know?
Okay, we went back the next day and went to the spots where they were, and we found the grass, you know, high grass, all bedded down. So in the 2 spots where there was eye shine seen, there was
something in there.
There was something there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, did you see any footprints around at all?
It would have been really high reeds and grasses. No loose soil, no mud.
Well, you look at the ground around us too, you know, you can't pick a footprint up in this. It's very specific conditions need to be met, and criteria needs to be met to get a good, you know, footprint.
So when we started talking about it the next day, we came up with, I don't believe, I know.
No, yeah. Yep.
I know Squatch.
So Eric, can you tell us something that happened to you out on one of your expeditions that's interesting?
A buddy of mine lives out in Boise, Idaho. And we got in the car from there and drove out to southwestern Oregon. Essentially, we went to bed that night. Nothing had really happened. I'd fallen asleep for a little while, and I woke up to the sound of something walking very quietly next to my tent. Well, this kind of sounds like this could be a cat. You know, a big cat of some kind. What's the person's response going to be? Either they're going to run away or they're going to freeze, right? Well, I froze. And whatever it was, didn't snag any of the ropes that were off the tent. It was, whatever it was very stealthy. Came up behind the tent. I heard the thing back behind my head take a really deep breath, a deep inhale. Like it was smelling what was inside the tent. Well, that freaked me out. Oh, yeah. So I froze, and you know, I just kind of laid there motionless for quite a while. And after some time, you know, I relaxed, and whatever it was seemed like it was gone. You know, it's hard to recollect exactly how long it was, but whatever it was back again. Did the same thing, and through the course of the evening, or through however long that was, did it like 4 different times. And after the last time that I heard it take its inhale, felt something brush back and forth across the tent. Yeah. Wasn't nosing in like an animal would stick its nose in to smell.
Like a dog or something
it sounded like something was, oh, what's this texture kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing was during the course of that evening too, I heard clicking noises.
So when you say clicking noise, can you mimic that a little bit?
Just a from behind my tent from 2 different locations, like they were, whatever was making these clicking noises were communicating back and forth to each other. When you put it all together, it was interesting enough to suck me into this rabbit hole.
To want to find more. You know, we're in the Kickapoo Valley Reserve tonight.
Yep.
6,800 acres, I believe, is the last time I looked, is what they've got as a reserve. What do you think our approach tonight's going to be? We got some weather to contend with.
Funny thing is, there's a lot of schools of thoughts on this.
Yes.
And when we first started getting into this, you know, we would go out and make a lot of noise. Thought process being, we want to make noise to maybe make them think that we're one of them, kind of thing. You know, it's hit or miss. Sometimes you get some action with that. Sometimes you show up and you don't do anything, and you might have some activity going on around you.
There's no right way or wrong way. Don't expect something to happen.
Oh, right, yeah.
Every time you go out. Nothing should happen 99% of the time you go out. Yeah. It's just that rare occurrence that you get something that keeps you coming back.
Are we going to be walking in the woods here? Are we going to stay in the clear cuts, or what's the plan?
I think that we should do both. I think that we should maybe first go for a walk, go through the woods.
So we won't be using any lights. We'll just be using, hopefully we got maybe a little moonlight tonight. I don't know about that.
The funny thing is, when you walk in the woods at night, you'd be surprised how well you can see when you really put yourself into that situation and you let your eyes acclimate to your surroundings. There's a lot of situations where you can walk without any light whatsoever.
When you and I went out in the past a few times, one thing stuck with me: if you see something, don't point.
The thought process behind that is, if this animal truly does exist, they obviously have to be fairly intelligent because we haven't discovered them overtly, right? If you give indication of alertness or alarm or things like that, oh, something's up. They know we're around here kind of thing. Yep. So by pointing at them kind of signals out, you know, they're going to take off or whatever. There, right.
Yeah, at best, I'm going to just hide and not do anything. Right. Versus if they think that they've got you, you know, hoodwinked, if you will, they'll move around and observe and stuff. Right. Because some folks feel that there's a certain curiosity that these creatures have as well.
For sure.
And I could see that if there's a group out there being quiet, acting differently than what they normally see bumbling humans in the woods acting like, and then all of a sudden they do a mimic of something that they're using, I could see how that curiosity would peak and they'd want to check this out and get a little more information.
You don't want to walk through the woods portraying any kind of a threat, because you're not going to get anything back then.
Oh, of course.
And when we walk through the woods, we're talking. We're just like normal voices. Okay. Every once in a while, you'll want to stop and listen, you know, and then you keep walking.
For tonight, we're not going to do any calls or any knocks or any of that stuff?
I think, you know, sometimes you just kind of play it by ear. I'm not a big guy into making lots of vocals.
Can we get a whoop? Whoop!
Yeah, about like that. Yeah.
So do we think the knocks are them communicating, or is it just, you know, if they're just running, hitting a tree as they're walking through? Or what's the synopsis on that?
A lot of people think that it is a form of communication. You know, that, more or less, I'm over here, you're over here, kind of thing.
Now, do you run across a lot of other people doing the same thing? I mean, does that happen often?
Not knowingly. I've never run into anyone else doing this. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they're not. Oh, yeah. Right. You know?
This is just a basic night vision. It has video capability and picture capability. And probably the most important thing that you guys will be using tonight are these I Know Squatch hats. I brought one for everyone.
Are you kidding?
Awesome. No.
That's awesome swag. I love it.
Yeah. You're welcome. I Know Squatch.
I Know Squatch on Etsy.
Yeah, on Etsy, and you'll find all kinds of merchandise. Shirts, stickers, hats, cool design stuff.
Now that the team was outfitted with I Know Squatch gear, it was time for some pre-expedition rituals.
What do you got going on there, Eric?
Well, we always feel that, you know, cooking bacon is always a good thing because all carnivores love to eat pig, right?
Yeah.
So we like to cook a little bit of bacon.
Oh, look at that. That's cool setup you got there.
Oh, here I thought he was going to do it on the fire.
We are way more advanced
well, we
than that.
can, but that requires a little bit more work.
And this will help lure the Squatch in.
Maybe, but it'll taste good. That's the main thing, right?
And it certainly won't drive them away.
No.
So what kind of utensil is that you're using?
This is a plastic fork that is most likely going to melt.
Internet. Talk is cheap. Bacon.
Like I said, everybody loves bacon. Even vegetarians love bacon.
Good luck, bacon.
We should do this every single day before work.
Bacon.
So we're about ready to head out. It's dark. Most people believe these animals are primarily nocturnal. So as a result, a lot of times we wait to go out when it's dark. Couple things to look out for, to listen for. Be aware of potential eye shine, eye glow kind of thing. Be listening for things walking along next to you. There are a lot of reports of them paralleling people. When you walk, they walk with you. When you stop, they stop. Be wary of objects being thrown or tossed towards you. Just any kinds of sounds that may be somewhat peculiar to your normal experience.
It's a beautiful night. It is absolutely gorgeous. Earlier tonight we were worried about a little bit of rain and spit throughout the afternoon a little bit, but now it is a gorgeous night. We got a little more than a half a moon to work with as well.
So we'll probably walk for 15-20 minutes and we'll stop every once in a while. Just listen. We'll stop, listen.
And what's the plan? How far are we planning on walking?
We're gonna walk until the cows come home.
All right, lead the way, gentlemen.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right, here it goes. Oh, it is a gorgeous night. Talk is cheap. We're out Sasquatch hunting.
Our cheapest talk and talk is cheap.
Got my lucky I Know Squatch hat on.
If someone does hear something, you could alert their group, but not like in a panicked way. Just say, hey.
Do we want to come up with a code word?
Yeah, let's come up with a code word.
Swordfish. How about yellow goat?
What about turkey?
Yeah, make it one word instead of...
Right, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
How about Sasquatch?
Yeah.
What if they know
Out of the box.
They probably know that word.
Wood booger?
Wood booger.
Yeah.
How about just booger?
Yahoo.
Yeah,
Booger.
okay, booger.
Booger it is.
Booger it is.
Perfect.
That's our safe word for when it gets too rough.
As we walked across the meadow toward the woods, the anticipation rolled over us. Sounds were getting louder, our ears straining for anything out of the ordinary.
I'm guessing we're going to get into a spot that's a little darker than what we're at right now. So as I'm walking here, I'm just scanning the wood line, looking for any eye glow. Still got a little breeze going on, so it's kind of tough to tell over that and the bug noise if you are hearing anything weird.
Stop for a second. We can stop for a bit. Yeah.
I thought I heard some bushes rustling, so I was trying to pick it up. This is my look when I see a Sasquatch. Whoa! And I've probably been practicing it. Yeah.
In the mirror every morning.
Yeah.
And now we begin. The creepiness is upon us.
It gets dark quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Wow, it is black and dark in here. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Dano.
So I just saw flicks of red light down there.
Did you?
Yeah.
So Eric saw some flicks of red light at about 2 o'clock from where we're standing.
Could have been a firefly.
A red one?
Yeah.
That's right, they're out here, those red fireflies.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. A little uneven ground there. I was hoping you'd walk by me. I was going to grab Dusty as he came by.
That's not a bad idea. I don't have freeze or flight. I have fight.
Fight. Okay.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Whistle. 11 o'clock.
Yeah, about 11 o'clock.
That's something that we didn't mention earlier either, is a lot of the lore that kind of revolves around the whistling man of the woods. And
Right.
There it is.
did you hear that?
Coyotes.
I think it was too. But you never want to follow the whistles. What the hell? Yeah, it sounded like it was coming from above me. It's right around this corner. Oh, that's kind of scary. Okay, as we proceed down the trail, I listen to our left. There's something moving up on that hillside to our left.
Mm-hmm.
Something moving. Yeah, I could hear it.
Like how big?
Oh, I don't know. This is larger than a bread box, smaller than the Empire State Building.
Focusing back at the task at hand, we continue our descent deeper into the forest, looking, listening for any sign we may have some visitors.
I saw the red firefly.
Did you? I
Yeah.
can't see it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was over here at about 1 o'clock.
The cigarette's giving you away, man.
I figured I'd sit in the middle of the trail and I wouldn't miss you when you came by. I was gonna go up, just sit over here, but you can't see poison ivy in the dark for shit. So there's another broken tree right here.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Sure did. Yeah. What the hell is that?
Any tricks you can pull out? Calls?
We were actually talking last night, Eric and I, about calls versus knocks. And is a call, because a lot of people in the community will go out and they'll swear by doing nothing. And we were talking about it last night, and it's like, is a call kind of aggressive? They would know the difference. So when we were talking about it, I'm more of a knock kind of guy. I think Eric is too.
easier to mimic.
Easier to mimic,
Yeah.
one, and I would think it's less threatening.
Do you want to try one?
Yeah. I can use my cock against a tree.
I guess you're really into this stuff.
Eric didn't bring the bat.
Oh, no bat.
Could we use a branch or it's some kind of?
If we turned our lights on and we found something, I would be all over it.
Look at you.
And that's not a bad signal right there.
And be wary because. Did you guys just hear that?
Yeah, I certainly did.
That sounded like a branch breaking, didn't it?
We just broke a branch.
I know. It sounded very similar.
It did.
I think we should just park our asses and sit for a minute.
We can do that. Did you just hear those old knees? I was wondering if that was the stick.
No, those were my knees.
There's some movement up behind us.
Are we ready?
Yep.
You guys hearing bullfrogs or something down here?
I thought I did earlier.
Are we close to a campsite and somebody's snoring?
I just heard it again. And you know, I've heard some recordings online where they do this like almost low guttural twangy thing too. Where they
Can you recreate it?
no. That was the best I got. Something like that. You guys are assholes. It almost sounds like somebody talking. So Pete and Eric are going ahead to see if there's a campsite down there. We don't know. They might have heard some snoring. But other than that, you know, in horror movies, you're never supposed to split up from the main group.
That's true.
But in romantic comedies, it happens all the time. And, you know, the person that's lost or has a misfortune. It doesn't look like this is the campsite.
No, doesn't.
As Eric and Pete returned to the main group, more excitement happened.
And the lady, sends you some. Yeah, I hear someone talking.
They must have threw something up there.
They had to have because they're way too far down from where that noise was.
Right.
So if they come back and they're fucking with us.
But that's not the case. Here's Eric and Pete's perspective.
Did you hear that?
I sure did. Something from the trees again or something.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare for a pummeling.
Did you guys hear that up there?
Oh, did
Oh,
ya?
did you?
No, you did.
Yeah. We didn't.
Come on.
Don't fuck around,
Don't
Pete.
fuck around. We're trying to do an investigation.
You said
You
you
guys
wanted
are
us
fucking
serious.
with us.
You said we figured you threw something.
No.
You
No
threw
way.
something, Pete. You didn't want this to be faked, and now you're faking it.
You guys are fucking full of shit, aren't you?
No.
No,
We didn't do a thing.
we didn't do anything either.
No?
Yeah, no. You guys didn't do anything?
No.
No.
So you heard that, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that was...
close and right up
Yeah,
there.
it was right there.
Yeah.
You guys were
Yeah.
50 yards there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we were wondering. That's why we thought it was you guys.
So why didn't you guys yell booger?
Well, I don't think that's how it works, Dusty. You don't yell booger. You quietly say the word.
Oh.
It's like almost like thrown. Like a katush tush.
Yeah, as it came through the leaves, right? Yeah. I guess a large stick could have happened to just fall from the tree up there, right?
What we just heard sounded like a stick this size.
Yeah, it really does.
It was that size.
Yeah. It was fairly big.
I'm just going to pitch this up over here, see if we get it thrown back at us later then.
Jesus, Pete, that sounded like a cow coming through.
Okay.
If that stick gets thrown back at us,
You're gonna get knocked the fuck out.
yeah, one of us is gonna get hurt.
That's gonna be really close.
I'm sorry. I think throwing a stick back at something larger than us is probably the worst
Not the best idea. He did it. Do you want to do something kind of unique though before we turn around and head out?
Okay.
I think we should leave one cameraman and one person here just to sit down on the trail. And then we're going to walk up, about 2-minute walk up the hill. And then we're going to sit down, and then you guys will get up and just join us up at the top of the
Caterpillar.
caterpillar.
We're going to caterpillar out.
Okay, and we can head back here
Andy
then.
and Hans and I will
And you're
walk.
going to just go a little bit and you wait for us, right?
We'll walk for 2 minutes and stop
Okay,
and wait for you.
Okay, we'll hang out.
Tasting mosquito spray.
12:15.
I got another pill I could pop, but
What are you taking?
hydrocodones. I have 4 herniated discs and chronic back pain for the last 15 years.
Oh, Christ.
If I can still hear Dusty talking. I'm guessing we have our 2 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes. All right, off we go, gentlemen.
Y'all hear anything?
Nope.
See anything?
We want to do that again?
Sure.
All right, we'll wait here.
As the caterpillar strategy continued, the group left behind heard some commotion.
That was them, right? They're way up there. That was definitely not them. That was off to the trail to the right a little bit. There it is again. That's twice now. Something right off the trail in front of us. There's like 3 of them. Right, 3 different noise. Yeah, 3 different spots. Yeah. Did you guys hear anything?
No, sir, we didn't. Did y'all?
Yeah, you guys got up in front of us and another branch broke between us.
Really?
Yeah. It was weird. And then we had some noises. Dan and I thought it came from those 3 different spots. Just little ones. It was like a branch break and then just kind of some, I guess, background noises.
Horrible.
We're saving the beer for back at camp. That fell out of a tree. And now there's something coming out of a tree. Did you hear that up on the hill? Yep. It's just so ironic that all of that stuff happens to be falling, you know, right when we're listening like that. Maybe it happens all the time in the woods, right? Like that. I mean, come on, there wasn't even any wind that time. There's something moving up there.
You guys do Instagram?
Yep.
You should follow I Know Squatch.
Damn right I will.
They're so fucking loud over in that group out there.
You can definitely tell the difference between something falling. And that was little.
Shit's just falling all over. There's been shit just raining around us. In the woods, you can hear stuff going through the trees. Head on up there, pick a spot.
We had 2, I can't see.
Good luck, Dusty.
What the hell is that supposed to mean, Pete?
Oh wait, here, I got something for you. I forgot I picked it up over the trail earlier.
You guys want that, do you?
Yeah, wait, I think I got another one here. There's another one.
Well, be careful when you're walking back up.
I got 2 at once.
Yeah, I'm going to give you something here in a second. It's about 2 inches long.
It seems like it takes them forever to get down the trail. It's quiet now around us. I can still hear those fuckers talking up there. Oh, what is that? That's Dusty. Oh, it's his, I'm seeing he's looking at the screen. God, I hope that's him.
Yeah, I heard him.
Man, that was just messing with my eyes again.
What, them coming up the trail?
Yeah, I'm just freaking out every time I see him with that dull glow on him.
Yep. See you later, fuckers.
Yeah, content that we're leaving the...
Holy shit. The hell was that?
That was your fucking... That was your deal again that we heard when we first came through here.
Oh.
I think it's a bird. I think it flew to a different tree.
I don't know what kind of bird that is.
Could be an owl of some sort.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think I heard it take off.
There's that whistle again.
Getting better.
We had an owl fly right over our heads.
Yep. It was awesome.
Did you get on camera?
No, I was looking away. We definitely heard the thing.
Good.
You hear the whistling back here?
Yeah, I think I got that in camera. It was pretty close to us.
Still trying, Dan?
It's like a reverse loogie.
We didn't have the conclusive evidence we were hoping for, but we had some pretty interesting things going on in there.
I would say definitely that owl noise was a new one for me. That kind of spooked me a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, that one was interesting.
I'm just totally focused on sound, left and right. Anything you hear is like, you know, what the hell is that? And of course you got walnuts falling out of trees or whatever else is going on.
Yeah,
But
raccoons shuffling away in the leaves. But it's tough, when, you know, when you hear that large twig snap right next to you and you don't hear anything else, you know, and you just kind of wonder what the heck causes something like that. You know, the thing is, you know, if these creatures are real and if they're out there, they're covering ground, they're not idiots, they're not setting up a base camp and hanging out for weeks on end in the same valley, you know, at least not around here.
all right, here we are the next morning. It is 10 a.m. It was a pretty stiff night.
Yeah. Didn't sleep very well, did you, Dan?
Dusty did not stay the night. He didn't want to camp, but that's all right. At least he showed up.
Yeah, he was getting a little edgy, I think, at the end of the walk last night. He was maybe didn't want to spend any more time out in the woods.
Yeah, he was a talker last night.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
I think he's scared of me.
Yeah, so what do we think? How'd the whole night go? Is this typical of what you guys usually see?
Very typical, I would say, because really, we had some stuff happen, but you cannot say that it was Bigfoot. It was not Bigfoot. But that's what's interesting about going out in the woods at night.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the most interesting thing is when we did the caterpillar thing, split up, and the first group went forward, and then we heard the three, boom, 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 almost like somebody was like watching.
Yeah, yeah. There was a couple, you know, quick highlight reel. You know, we had a couple really good stick breaks. A lot of times when we were doing the caterpillar, that group would get in front of us, and something would happen kind of between us. Mm-hmm. That was, to me, like pretty just out of the ordinary for what I would expect doing that. I mean, even the one time, Eric, when you and I went ahead a little bit and came back, and then that noise, and everybody thought we were throwing stuff.
Yeah, right. That was a big one there too, because I thought for sure that was you guys, then it wasn't.
Yeah,
and we thought for sure it was you.
Yeah. Probably the most interesting, to me anyways, is because we were convinced as a group that you guys were walking back and threw something into the woods.
Yeah, to scare you or whatever,
right. And it seemed like it happened halfway between both groups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, you know, after you hear the thud, you don't hear anything running away.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
if you would think it would be, you know, a typical forest animal, they're, you know,
Going to continue to scamper,
right?
or whatever, move. But yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, we didn't get the, you know, conclusive footage or, you know, the upfront Class A sighting, if you will, you know, or anything like that. But it was fun. We heard some interesting things. I think, Dan, you learned something about what we think was an owl. You know? Yeah.
That was another scary thing because I've never heard that noise before.
Yeah.
That was like something like that.
Yeah, it was just a weird screech, reverse sneeze or
reverse loogie
reverse loogie sound, and that was interesting too. But that goes to show that, you know, every time you go out there, you can experience something new, and it was fun. The worst case scenario here is you've just spent time with your friends out in the woods and out camping.
Right. Yep.
So that's what some people achieve to do on a weekend, and that's our baseline. So that's really cool.
And I think one thing to note here for the viewers at home, when you get out there and it's pitch black, you can't see anything, you're really tuned into your ears, and it's just amplified that much more. Any little noise you hear, you're gonna be like, what's that, what's that?
And little animals make big noises, and big animals a lot of time
make little
small noises.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. When we were walking down this trail, the canopy would open up, you could see it like a little bit in front of you, and then it would just close up. And there were times it was like you're almost walking into a wall, because you have to stop and just get your bearings. It gets so dark. And you're just feeling 1 foot in front of each other. We had like a decent trail to walk on last night. I mean, there was a couple washouts, maybe a couple holes here and there. But, you know, imagine trying to do that without a trail. It would be hopeless. Right. I mean, it was.
For us, it certainly would be.
Yeah, for us, yes. Yeah.
And another thing, some people are going to be wondering, well, they're making so much noise, the Bigfoot's going to get scared. Well, we were just trying to be ourselves out there and let them get curious.
Correct.
The thing with Sasquatch, if, you know, and everything is like, you know, if it's out there, if it's real, when we're out in the woods like that, I don't care if we're trying to be as quiet as we can, it's going to know we're there. We're not going to sneak up on one.
And I'm sure you can smell the difference, obviously.
This is their backyard. They're so in tune to it. And humans we're clumsy, we're loud, you know, we think we're being quiet. It would take a special type of person to be able to be that quiet in the woods to have a Sasquatch or a group of Sasquatch not know you're there. So you might as well act normal, because if you're starting to act quiet and sneaky, they're going to key in on that and know, okay, something's up here, and I want nothing to do with it.
And really the only time we impersonated was when we did that knock.
Correct.
And then we threw that log back too, but.
Yep, that's right. I pitched that log back.
Yeah.
I was telling Eric, I said, if that thing comes flying back out at me, I'm out of here.
I've heard an expert say that if you want to find Bigfoot, put your camo away and just go out and be yourself and sit around a campfire, and they'll find you.
Exactly. I was going to say James Gilliland out in Washington, who's got Bigfoots, he says, you don't go looking for Bigfoot, they come find you. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Well, if they've remained elusive, if they do exist and they've remained elusive for this long of a period of time, obviously they're doing something right.
Right.
And you're not going to just go out and find one hiding behind a tree in your backyard.
Yeah, you're not going to jump one from behind the dumpsters.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
Like you would a raccoon or something. Nature does funny things. Wind does funny things. Animals do funny things. So it would have been nice to have, you know, maybe a blip of eye shine or like some other things. And that's the thing, is when you have evidence like that, you know, one, you can write off, you know, but then if it starts happening 2, 3, 4, 5 times and it's almost patterning, now you're starting to think something's up here.
Right. It's always good to have corroboration between a group of people. You know, if you're in a group of people and only one person hears something, it can be easily dismissed.
Yep.
But if 2, 3, 4 people, a group of 6, hear the exact same thing from the exact same spot, it makes it more legit.
All right, folks, there you have it. Talk is Cheap, 100th episode, Bigfoot extravaganza. Got to come out again. Didn't get what we were looking for, but we're going to try harder next time.
Thanks, Han, Eric, for joining us.
Thanks for having us out.
Yes, it was very fun,
Great time.
enjoyable.
Great time.
I get 50% of time. Shit.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you almost got punched and you still made it.
Who broke the stick early over there?
My nipples are really hard right now.
I got goosebumps.
You totally froze. It was awesome.
And I have my light on.